Intellectual pack, assemble. It is time finally for me to bring you guys the another review. Hang on. There we go. So, anyway, as I was saying, it's time once again for me to bring you guys another review. This time 2-in-1. Now, for those of you that have watched my reviews before, know how these things go. For those of you that have not watched my reviews before, well, let me explain. So when we do a review, we take three subjects, as I call it, the rule of three, out of the entire subject we're reviewing, and we give them a rating. Good, bad, whatever it is, that kind of thing. And then by the end of the review part, I give it an overall verdict, aka good, amazing, whatever, whatever it is. And then I put that verdict down in the comments down below or in the description. For today, we are reviewing 2 episodes. So that means 6 items we're reviewing. So let's start this thing out. Oh, and by the end of those 3 items, we wipe slate clean. None of those 3 items matter beforehand. And that's the overall verdict. So let's get this started. So episode 1 of The Last of Us HBO. Holy crap. Honestly, I saw overwhelming good reviews on that episode. And honestly, I gotta agree. The beginning of the show, amazing. Gustavo, the producer for the music in the whole thing, literally is so good at what he does. And they brought him back to bring music to The Last of Us HBO TV show. I found that just overwhelmingly amazing. So that's first thing. Gustavo coming back for the music, amazing. Second, Neil Druckmann, the producer, another amazing move. And the third and final thing, we are going to go into the show. Or wait. Yeah. So, starts out with Sarah. Everything like that. Adds in a couple things here and there. Like her going to a watch store to get Joel's watch fixed. The neighbors not being Jimmy or whatever his name was. But a whole different family entirely. Their grandma is in the background in a wheelchair, is very sick. While Sarah is in their house, you could kind of see her in the background, twitching, kind of turning a little bit. There, I kind of thought it was going to be that kind of turn for Sarah, but I forget what show I'm watching for a moment. But like obviously that's not what happens. Um and like further in, the they do the pretty much the same thing as the games did from the beginning. Um and then when they finally uh bring Ellie into the show, played amazingly by Bella Ramsey. Um they have her like counting to 10 slowly, and she just like plays it so well. Like, oh my god, like it is so Ellie to me. Like the way she's playing it, it is exactly Ellie from the game. Um, because like in one scene, she like has counting to 10, like, and then she gets near 10, she's like 8, 9, F U, like, or no, 8, like F U, whatever, something like that. Um, that was hilarious. I just love that. And but yeah, so for that part of it, honestly, amazing. All right, for the first review, for the first episode now, we are going to give it an overall verdict. All those things before, clean, don't matter. Overall verdict for The Last of Us HBO Max, episode 1, amazing. Come on, I mean, you guys know me better than that. Um, I wouldn't rate that anything else. Um, so on episode 2. So, episode 2 starts in I believe, I want to say uh Japan or China or something like that, where the infection is already starting apparently. um there's a bit of brief nudity in it, but whatever. um so not for kids, obviously. uh and well, yeah, it seems like the infection is pretty much taken hold, and the doctor in the first part of it is the the sergeant asks him, what do we do? like what do we do about this infection? Is there a cure? Is there a vaccine? And the doctor simply says, no, there's no cure, there's no vaccine. And she he goes on to say, what do we do then? And she simply, after tearing up a little bit, says, bomb, bomb the entire place, bomb the entire city and everyone in it. I mean, I can see that. Um, and then she says, someone take me home. I want to be with my family. So soon that's what happens. And that part of it, really kind of hits you hard. Um, and yeah, that part was definitely something. So for that, I give that an overall amazing. I mean, amazing start. Another amazing start, I should say, to an episode. Then a little while later, we go back to Ellie, and she is resting in a patch of grass. Their bag, like as her pillow. So, not sure what was going on here for a moment. I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that Joel and, you know, Tess knew she was infected, didn't realize she was immune. And I was right. Sure enough, it, pulls the camera to them, to Joel and Tess. And Joel's got a gun pointing at Ellie. The he's not so sure yet. Like, and they decide, to keep going. What if it's true? What if she actually is immune? They're wondering. So, that part. Another amazing segment of the episode. Yeah. Another amazing segment. No doubt. Well, from there, the third and final subject we are going to review. So, they go into the museum, same in the game, but with like 3 clickers. In the show, they don't get split up. They pretty much try to hide from the clickers. That does not work very well. They start getting chased by them. Joel gets tackled by one of them, able to fight him off. Finds Ellie. And then next, they try to move slowly, quietly, to around the clicker, trying to avoid it. But you see this kind of like broken part of the display, and you kind of know what's going to happen. You kind of guess right if you did. Because Joel inevitably steps on a piece of broken glass, alerts the clicker to their presence, and yeah, and then it goes again, just like, oh my god, it is like so stressful there, like in that museum. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Tess is off somewhere, like, I don't know, wherever she is. And now, something else that kind of doesn't happen in the game that does happen in the show, though, they changed a little bit, is Ellie's scar gets opened. Like, she gets bit again. And Joel is like, so the first one didn't take. What about the second? And then as they're walking towards that checkpoint that they're supposed to meet these people, the fireflies, Tess is like going ahead, like way ahead, trying to avoid Joel and Ellie. Those that play the game are kind of knowing what's going on right now, but those that haven't are like, what's going on here? So they get to the place. There's a truck outside. Blood all over in the truck. Enemy on the outside of the truck, on the driver's side, with his head caved in with a oxygen tank, it looks like. Um, they go inside. The they find the dead bodies. Tess is in a panic, wondering like, this is my only option. Well, they gotta have a map or something, like a radio or something. And Joel is like, Tess, we need to get going. This dead end. It's over. And you know, yeah. She says something like, Tess does that, like she says something along the lines of, that's not my home, not going anywhere, or something like that. And then Ellie realizes, oh my god, she's infected. And Joel is like, show me. And it's literally in the same exact spot in the game. And she literally says the same dialogue too. Oops. Right? Like, same dialogue. And man, like, holy crap, dude. Instead of the army chasing him in this show, though, it's the zombies that are trying to get to them. But before Joel and Ellie get out of the building, Tess takes one of the guns on the floor, drops it, like busts open the gas tanks, empties it on the floor, grenades all over the floor, that kind of thing. Then, because zombies are on their way, because Joel killed one of the soldiers that came back to life, and his hand touched the fungus and it communicated with it, which was what they explained earlier on in the episode. With the massive amount of, runners on the outside. So they start coming. Joel and Ellie running out of time. Tess buying them some time. And yeah. And then it's like, clickers get in, or the runners get in. She's still trying to light the lighter. And as one of the runners come up to her and start infecting her, spreading the fungus out through, like through the mouth, yikes. That's a different turn. Like, she finally, at the last possible second, the lighter finally lights, drops it, blows it up. Like, you see Ellie and Joel run away. Joel runs ahead a little bit. Ellie stays behind and is like, she's just like, oh my god, what the heck just happened? Like that kind of thing. And yeah, that was literally the end of the episode. So that scene right there, that whole scene, like, amazing. Like, holy crap, dude. Like, the change, wow, perfect. Now, slight clean for episode 2. Overall verdict for episode 2 of The Last of Us HBO Max. Amazing. And that is going to do it, guys, for The Last of Us episode 1 and 2 review. I will see you guys here in a little bit. for another episode of of Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, we'll see you guys shortly for that. As always though, remember, stay safe, stay dangerous. Love you guys. Later.